and welcome back to my channel. You've probably noticed that the environment has changed, and that's because I'm filming today for the very first time in my new bungalow. I'm filming in the kitchen. So that's why everything's changed. I'm not sleeping here yet because we're still in the process of moving furniture in, and my dad's still going to be needs to move my bed and stuff and move all the furniture. But that's going to happen very soon. Hopefully by Christmas is the aim. So, but we're almost there. We're almost at the finishing line now. So I can use the kitchen. The kitchen's all here for me to use, and I've been cooking, having my breakfast, lunch, and dinner here, and so on. I've been reading here as well, spending time reading here. I haven't got my internet here yet. That's coming over. I think on the 13th of December is when my internet's going to be transferred. And also I'll have my phone connection then as well. And then obviously once my bed has been moved and everything that I need for daily living, like my internet and stuff like that, then this will be where I am, like all the time pretty much. But obviously my dad's just a door down, so we're basically effectively neighbours, which is interesting. So yeah, so it's all going to plan, and we're approaching the finishing line. Obviously, yeah, it's a big change. I mean, it's not as big a change as what some people have to go through moving house, because obviously I'm only like literally just moving one door down for my dad. So, the road is all familiar. It's everything is the only change essentially is getting used to the new building. And obviously that is stressful, because obviously I think particularly because I am autistic, and obviously like changes are something that takes me longer, generally speaking, to like process, I guess, than like your average person. So it's obviously moving house for anyone is stressful, autistic or not. But obviously being autistic, there's that extra kind of it just takes a bit longer to kind of like acclimatise to places and stuff, and there's that extra stress of getting used to a new place, which obviously takes longer because it takes longer for me to process things, and because I like things, it just takes longer. So that obviously is, stressful, but it's a positive change, because this is, it's really good for my development and stuff, and heading in the right direction at that level. And, and I have spent some quality time here reading already, and getting used to the place. And using a kitchen and everything, so it's all onwards and upwards in that respect, really. I wanted to mention something, because in the next video, which I'm going to be uploading today, which I actually filmed last week, I'm going to be sharing with you some rather raw footage. So I wanted to warn you about that, because if you're like squeamish, or you find watching raw footage difficult for whatever reason, I just wanted to let you know in advance, so you can decide whether or not you want to watch the next video or not. I hope you do. I really hope you do, because I feel that maybe, I don't know, some of you might relate to it, or it might, I don't know, you might relate to it. It's raw footage, basically of me not having, not in the midst of an emotional episode. I think some people call them meltdowns. Personally, I'm not that keen on the word meltdown. That'll take another video. I'm not entirely sure why I don't like the word meltdown. I think it's because I always think of like a nuclear reactor, and it kind of I kind of go to that kind of meaning of it, like a melting nuclear reactor. And I don't know why. And maybe also because I sometimes feel the word meltdown is kind of overused, and often is used by like people to describe toddlers having meltdowns. So it's kind of, in my mind, not really a much better word than the word tantrum, really. But I don't know. I'm not quite sure what else to call it, really. So I would just call it, I guess, a sort of like an emotional episode. But anyway, yeah, it happened last week, and I don't film during the episode, because obviously I can't really film during an episode, and I don't think I really agree with filming during an episode anyway. I know some people do that, and I always look at it when I see videos like that on YouTube and stuff, and I kind of think I'm not really sure that's the right thing to do. And I did actually think lots beforehand, before airing this video, whether or not it was actually the right thing to do, whether or not it was just too much information to share, and would it really be appropriate for me to upload something so raw and like personal and stuff, because particularly as I'm often a bit critical of other people doing things like that, So it might be a bit hypocritical of me, but then I thought maybe it might kind of like help people to see it and to share it and just like show them what it's like basically when I'm having an emotional episode, because I don't film the emotional episode itself, because obviously I can't film that, because when you're in an emotional episode the last thing you think is, oh, I'm going to get a camera and I'm going to film this, because you're obviously having an emotional episode and you can't do that unless for whatever reason it happened while I was filming. But you can't kind of like, while you're in the midst of an episode, you're not thinking, well, I'm going to film this, because you can't do that. But like when the episode was over, or almost over actually, I then thought I was still feeling pretty raw, and I was kind of like thinking, well, maybe I should maybe it'd be quite a good idea maybe to like talk about this on camera, and also because it helps me sometimes to kind of like verbalise how I'm feeling like after the event. Because I was still feeling pretty raw, and like I was still on the process. I was still basically crying or wanting to cry. I'd already cried quite a lot, and I was kind of thinking it might be an idea to kind of talk about it on camera and see if that helped. And it did actually help, because once I talked about it on camera, when you watch the video, the video I'm about to upload, it is pretty raw, but I did feel so much better afterwards, and that really helped me come out of that episode. So although it is pretty raw, and you know it might be a little bit off-putting for some people, maybe, I don't know, but that is me, what I look like basically when I'm having an emotional, so as I say, it wasn't actually during the episode, but it was immediately after it, so obviously I'm still tearful and like looking pretty messed up basically. It didn't last that long, this episode, thankfully, but it was tiring when it happened, because what happened was basically I've been out to the shops, and obviously the shopping is always stressful, but it's something I generally do as part of my routine, and I try and go during the quietest times. Obviously, because food is my special interest, that does help, and it is an extra motivation, which I'm guessing that shopping can be particularly stressful for autistics anyway, because we're all like noise and that. But because I have this special interest with food, that is an extra motivation, which is quite positive, because if I didn't have that extra motivation, then it would be even harder. And obviously many autistic people who don't have a special interest like I do in food, don't even have that basic motivation, so I guess it must be even harder for them. But so normally I do this as part of my routine, and because of the motivation of buying food, which obviously is part of my special interest. But I don't like shopping. I hate shopping, and I often put off and procrastinate about it. And it's obviously got to be done, but it's obviously very stressful, and it takes a lot out of me, and I can't really do much else with my day once I've done shop like normals, I guess. Normals in the comms can go shopping and do everything else they do in a day, whereas for me that is a big event that takes up all of my energy. I do it twice a week because I don't drive or anything. But yeah, so I've been to the shop as I normally do, and normally what happens is I just hold in all this tension in, and it's just a stress then, and I try and have my downtime where I go on the computer to try and just procrastinate for ages afterwards to kind of unwind, as it were. But when I arrived at the bungalow, my dad was here because he was unpacking stuff, and I wasn't expecting to see my dad here, because normally we have pre-arranged times when he arrives here. So he was here, and I was really stressed, and I was trying to put stuff away out of my shopping basket into the fridge, and I said to my dad, I need some space now, can you please leave, sort of thing. And my dad, I think, took it a bit personally, and then he was going on about how all the stuff he's done for me and how I never thank him and blah, 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 blah. And that takes another video. I'm not very good at saying thank you to my dad, and I do not know why. I've got this real psychological block about it. I'm fine saying thank you to other people, but to my dad, even to other people, actually, I struggle with it. I don't know why. I do have this problem with the word thank you, and I really don't understand why, because it's basic politeness and I should be able to say it, but there's some block, and I really need to find out why I have this block, because I don't actually understand why I find it so hard to say thank you. And it's just 2 words, so why do I find it so hard? There's some block, I do not know why. But anyway, particularly for my dad, for some reason I find it hard to say thank you. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because it's these words that seem quite superfluous to me, and I don't know, it's like an effort to say them, but I don't know why. So my dad said that, and that made me feel bad then, because obviously I don't want to be rude, but it's hard. So that made me feel really bad, and so I asked my dad to leave, and like I said, my dad took it personally. He did leave, but he first of all had a little bit of a go at me, not a big go at me, but he did say some words like, we'll never say thank you, and I'm doing all this for you, and then that really stressed me out. So it was the combination of being overloaded after being in a shop, which normally I deal with by just unwinding without any big events happening. You know, it's just stressful, but I put up with it and just get on and try and unwind. But the combination of that plus the fact I wasn't expecting to see my dad there, and it was all too much, and I basically then ended up I was just crying. Obviously by that point my dad had left, but I was just crying on my own, basically like a baby. I was just shaking and crying and crying and crying and sobbing and hyperventilating. I don't know how long, because I didn't time it, but I came out of that, and then I was still feeling crap. And you know how you do after you've been crying for ages, it takes a lot out of you and you feel really tired. So I just thought, I feel really crap, so I thought I'll just go and talk to the camera now and see if that helps, because I do sometimes find that just talking to the camera can be quite helpful and therapeutic. So that's why I did that video. I did it as much as for my benefit as, say, for your benefit, So, as I say, I'm pre-warning you, it's raw footage, and do not worry when you watch it, I'm perfectly fine. I know I kind of take it out against myself at times during a video, and it can look a bit raw, but seriously, that's just me when I'm in that state. You know, I'm perfectly fine, so don't worry about me. And once I'd done that video, at the end of it, I was perfect, I was completely fine. Actually, I came out of it, and it actually helped me a lot talking to the camera, but I just wanted to like share that with you, because that's like basically what happens when I just wanted to show you a little bit of what happens when I'm in a state, basically, because it's very raw, authentic footage, and I just thought it might help you if you watched it, or if you want to watch it. So that's why I uploaded that, or going to upload it any minute now. So yeah, I did what I found helped afterwards. So talking about it helped on the camera, that did help. The other thing that helped afterwards was I had an apple crumble that I got from Waitrose with ambrosia warmed up custard. So I had that and I had a bubble bath, and by the time I did that I was like, now I feel better. Just having apple crumble and custard and you know, a nice warm bubble bath, that really helped me. So I thought I'd share it with you in case any of you might be wondering what might help you when you're in a situation. I don't know, but obviously for me, obviously I love my food, so that probably explains why that helped me. But let me know, obviously, when you see the video, and I really do hope you do watch it, and it's not too off-putting, because obviously I am completely fine. It's just how I am in a state, and you might be able to relate to it. And let me know what you think, how you deal with these experiences or being overwhelmed, and what helps you, because I'll be interested to know. Okay, so I'm going to stop filming now. Next week I hope to share with you a few recipes if I can, because I've got quite a build up of recipes, and I might also talk to you about a book I've been reading recently. So I very much look forward to speaking to you then. So do go and watch my other video, which is the second one after this one. Do go ahead and watch it, please. I really hope you can. Obviously, no compulsion, but I really hope you will, because I really want to share it with you, and I want to know your thoughts as well. And if you've got any tips you'd like to share about how you deal with these, I'll be very interested to know. Okay, so thank you for watching.